Now I want to turn to the future of the British Prime Minister. Critics are saying that, look, Keir Starmer's time as the Labor leader is up. His political decisions have betrayed voters. Joining us on the line, as he does on a regular basis, Sky News contributor Adrian Hayes. Tonight he's back in Dubai. Adrian, great to see you again. How long's Starmer got?
Oh, how long's a piece of string, Steve? Look, most people are sort of betting after the local council elections in May that he'll be gone, but there's no obvious successor because the whole of the front bench is full of rather unleader-like leaders, and that's the whole problem he's got. It's probably the best we have at present.
Is he the most unpopular British Prime Minister you've ever lived under?
Yes, and I'm older than you probably think, but you know, I've lived under quite a few. And to be fair, I always like to think, you know, give people 10% of right. You know, the last lot were no good. We had a succession of pretty incompetent leaders, and it just shows that we've got the weakest leaders, I think, not just in politics, but across all sectors of industry that we've had in a generation. But I mean, I think the article you're going to put up is about a decent man underneath it all. But I think a lot of British voters would use some other choice words that begin with D: deceitful, deceptive, distrusting, and perhaps desperate. I mean, he is, and it's just this thing called judgment, Steve. Of that's the greatest quality of leaders we need: sound and excellent judgment. It's been one thing after another that's brought himself down due to his own decision making.
You're a tough guy. He's chinless. I see him, and I see a chinless man.
He's not a leader, and this is the whole point. I think that human rights lawyers, which I think have lost their credibility big time, he may have been a good lawyer. I'm surprised because lawyers you think are very detailed people, but he doesn't seem to have that either. There is not the courage, the conviction, the competence that you need to be a prime minister, whether it's Australia, whether it's Uganda, whether it's UK. It's just sadly lacking. But as I said, I think it's across the whole board, not just the Labour Party.
Adrian, I want to talk about one of the richest men in the UK. He's the co-owner of the Manchester United English soccer team. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's his name. He's apologised for his choice of language after saying the UK had an immigrant problem and it had been colonised. Here he is.
You can't have an economy with 9 million people on benefits and huge levels of immigrants coming in. I mean, the UK is being colonised. It's costing too much money. It'll cause. Well, yeah. The UK is being colonised by immigrants, really, isn't it?
He's basically not wrong, is he?
No, look, choice of words, it's a colourful word, as some people may say, because the other side sort of like to put decolonisation at the top of our agenda. But if he'd said, look, we have got unsustainable immigration, it's affecting greatly our economy, our society and culture, and our environment, most people would have agreed with him, and it's even including Keir Starmer. He used and of course they've attacked him for using this word, and he has actually apologised. But when you think, you know, it's not about immigration, it's about a numbers game. And this is where, when sustainable immigration becomes unsustainable, 12 million people in the last 20 years or so, you will have impacts and effects. And the UK is suffering greatly from it.
Just before you go, the Epstein story won't go away. Buckingham Palace urged authorities to search files and emails linked to Andrew. The royal family really are going to have to rid themselves of Andrew even more than they have already, haven't they? Won't they?
Yeah, the news gets worse every day. The latest one being that the late Queen, Prince Philip, and even Prince Charles helped bail Andrew out for his $12 million loan to Virginia Giuffre. But it gets worse and worse. Child trafficking or people being flown to the UK. I mean, where does he go? I think, to be honest, I think if I was him, and I feel sorry for him at some stage, I would take a few years in exile just to really let the dust settle, because it's not going away any moment soon.